Well, their sons were 3 of 36 who died in snatched Land Rovers in Iraq and Afghanistan. The families say it's too late for them, but they're fighting for a better duty of care for soldiers. They say just because they put on a uniform doesn't mean they didn't deserve protection. Private Lee Ellis was 23 when he was killed by a roadside bomb in Iraq. Lance Corporal Kirk Redpath was 22, and Private Philip Hewitt, 21 years old. All 3 killed in separate explosions in lightly armoured snatched Land Rovers while on high-risk patrols. Their families are fighting for justice. For Private Hewitt's mum, the case is black and white.
I never think about the bomber that planted the bomb. I think about a government that didn't supply me with the right equipment. Now, isn't that sad when you've got to look to blame the employer rather than the terrorists that did it?
Today the family's fight reached the Supreme Court, the highest in the UK. The case is brought under the Human Rights Act and centres around whether the soldiers were covered by it when serving in Iraq.
The Ministry of Defence appears to be so keen to argue that they do not have any duty to protect soldiers, that they're actually arguing that soldiers come outside the UK's jurisdiction when it comes to the application of the Human Rights Act.
And they go further still. The Ministry of Defence have argued all along that this case shouldn't be heard here in the courts at all. They say decisions about military equipment are political, not legal, and a matter for Parliament. The families want the MOD to take responsibility.
I can't understand how an Iraqi who gets killed by a soldier has got human rights, but a soldier who does the killing has got none, or who dies whilst on patrol. It doesn't make any sense to me at all.
But making sense of it all, and in turn making some sense of these young soldiers' deaths, is exactly what the court must do.
So what happens next with this case, Tessa?
Well, there are 2 parts to the legal process. First, the snatched Land Rover side of things, and then 2 former servicemen and a widow of a serviceman who was killed in a friendly fire incident. They're arguing on the grounds of negligence. They actually won their case back in October last year, but the MOD is appealing. We're expecting to hear from the lawyers for about 4 days here, then the judges will take about 8 weeks to consider their ruling.
Okay, Tessa, thank you very much.